Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we are talking about Liverano. So Antonio Liverano is a Florentine bespoke tailor. We've been working with him for about 9 years now. He's one of our favorite tailors, and as an almost 80-year-old tailor, he's kind of the grandfather to the shop. We've learned a lot from him over the years. Today I've enlisted the help of Alan See, who's my co-founder for the Armoury, to kind of go through some of the special design features of a Liverano jacket. So Alan, can you start with this, the single-breasted jacket?
All right, nice simple navy blazer today. So you can really see the details. In terms of something that's the first thing that you notice is the front of the jacket. Now the front of the jacket is really special on a Liverano jacket because if you zoom in and you look closely, there's something that you pick up, and that the front of the jacket actually doesn't have this dart that you normally see on a tailored jacket. Now in Milan, what you'd have is probably just a normal seam or dart that sort of runs here. But in the Naples case, you would have this dart that just runs all the way to the bottom. In the Florentine case, or in Liverano's case, what you have is that they actually took the front of the jacket and simplified it. Or in their case, they made it hard on themselves to give it that shape that you have with all the darts. But what they've done is change the front panel to just one big piece. And if you come in, I'll show you what I mean by that. Is that from the vent all the way to the front is just one big piece, and normally what you have is a seam that runs from under the armhole all the way to the bottom of the jacket. But in this case, it's all the wasting and tailoring is done with this little dart here. So what you have is a lot of ironing work and a lot of, I guess, their own proprietary sort of, secrets that give it all this shape with just one simple sort of piece of work. All right, so again, from the front of the jacket, what they're trying to do with that is essentially simplify the front and sort of hide a lot of the seams that you would normally see. On the shoulder also, what they've done is hide it. And what they've done is just angle it slightly backwards than a normal jacket. And you can see here that seam would normally run about here along the top of your shoulder. But what they've done is pull it back so that you can't see it from the front. In terms of proportions wise, actually the Liverano jacket is slightly shorter than normal. It still covers your bum though, so no worries, it'll keep you covered. The quarters, as you can see, is slightly open as well.
Yeah. So quarters referring to from here on downwards, this.
Yep. So slightly open quarters, a very nice subtle curve there. What it does is it exposes a lot more of your trouser, and what I find is that it gives you the illusion of longer legs and I guess just taller, slimmer frame. One of the biggest things that you do feel as well is the shoulders. Now shoulders here, you look at it, it's a very simple sort of, what's so special about it? But what is special about it is that there is no padding in here whatsoever. So when you feel it, it's a very light jacket, very comfortable to wear. And on top of that, what they did is sort of have this light canvassing sort of scoop up and cover your shoulder. So what you have is a very clean line without that sort of heavy padding involved. Very simple, nice, very elegant jacket.
Thanks for the intro. Yeah. So now we'll move on to the double-breasted jacket, which is what Alan's wearing. Well, a double-breasted suit in his case. Silhouette-wise, it's the same as the single breast. Obviously, because it's double, you don't get the cutaway at the quarters. For me, what really makes the Liverano double-breasted interesting is the lapel. So the lapel has quite a signature look to it. It is straight for the first 2/3 from here to here, and then it has this nice little swoop just down here at the bottom. So there's a real sense of drama because the line is so long. The other thing, and this really applies to like any double-breasted you look at, is this. Like, people really should try to pay attention to this section here. And what I mean by that is, what is the angle of the top of the peak? This line here, and what is the angle of the edge of the collar, this line here? Like, these things matter a lot, and if you study them carefully, you will find that there are certain configurations that just seem to be a little bit more flattering, seem to work a little bit better, especially when you start to factor in like the overall shape of the lapel or the overall shape of the shoulder as well. For me, I think that the balance of the Liverano DB is just like perfect. Like, it's absolutely what you'd want. The other thing on Liverano's chests is that he does a really beautiful, soft but full drape. So what I mean by that is that the jacket's chest is actually not in contact with Alan's physical chest. Like if I do that, like that's empty, like there's nothing in there. And this is one of those little illusions that you can create with tailoring to give the body a little bit more shape without having to make the jacket super tight, super slim, anything like that, you know. Because as Alan mentioned, like by not having that front dart, you've already limited to a certain extent how shaped you can make the jacket. So you actually have to rely on these kind of visual illusions to give you that nice hourglass shape. So that comes from the slightly extended shoulder. Like Alan definitely has a little bit of space here, and that seam is going past the tip of the shoulder. You still get this beautiful scalloped effect, but that scalloped effect is actually coming from the fact that there's so much in the chest at the upper part, and then it gradually cuts away into that. Anything else, Alan? I think that's kind of covered it, right?
Yeah, maybe. Well, you can especially see that pattern.
The pattern, that's right. So, you know, and this is kind of a Florentine view of things. Like, to break up a pattern is a no-no, okay? So, by having that dart off to the side, this front panel is totally unbroken. Like, Alan's wearing a Prince of Wales suit. If this was tailoring from another part of the world, you would get that, right? You would get you would lose a little bit of that pattern because you have to take away the fabric to make that dart. In this case, you don't. It's unbroken.
Yep.
So, especially on like pattern jackets like this, like Florentine cut, and especially Liverano's cut, just looks amazing. Okay, I think that's it.
Yep.
Nice little intro for you about Liverano. You know, if you ever visit the store and you want to have a closer look at the bespoke pieces, and just ask us, because you're welcome to look at our personal ones, or sometimes we have customers' ones that are sitting in the back that you might be able to have a little poke at. Thanks a lot for watching.
Thank you.